everyone, and this is your English video for today. Now, this is the first time that I have tried recording myself doing a lesson, so you might find that there are a few little mistakes. If there are, please just ignore them and maybe even laugh at them. They might be quite funny. Now, before I start, I am in my living room, I'm in my house, okay, and I have a visitor with me today, and you might see him in a few more videos. So my little visitor is Ty. Okay, now he's in a bit of a grumpy mood today, so he might be doing some whining, and I might have to shout at him, but just ignore him, okay? So I am really, really excited to be able to talk to you guys, and after the video, hopefully that you will share your work on Teams, so I can see that you've watched the video and you've listened and you did some activities. Okay, so how the videos are going to work, I think. So at the start of an English video, I'm going to do some spag work with you to begin with. Okay, so that's punctuation, grammar, maybe even a bit of spelling. Okay, and then we will move into the writing task, and that's where you will go and do the activity. Okay, so today we are going to refresh our minds on conjunctions. Now, I know that hares and hedgehogs would have done lots of work on conjunctions, and I'm sure squirrels would have too. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few seconds just to see if you can remember what a conjunction is and why we use them. Okay, so hopefully you would have remembered that a conjunction joins two short sentences together to make a longer sentence. Okay, now these could be words like but, because, and, so, until. There are lots of different conjunctions, okay, and we use those to join two shorter sentences together to make a longer sentence. Okay, when we're talking, we use conjunctions all the time and we don't really realise, but when it comes to writing, sometimes that can be a little bit more tricky to add conjunctions in. And you might find that you've used lots and lots and lots of short sentences and then it sounds a bit like a robot when you read it back. Okay, so it helps your writing and talking flow better. Okay, we're linking that information together. Okay, now you might use a conjunction to add more information. You might use a conjunction to help explain why. I went to the shop because I needed milk. Instead of just saying I went to the shop, I need milk. Okay, so you've linked those ideas together and given an explanation. Okay, so to start, I'm going to run through a PowerPoint with you, okay, and it's just some short, simple questions about conjunctions, and then we'll move on to the writing task, okay? So as you can see here on the PowerPoint, we've got the first question. Okay, so the bus stopped, then it's got a space, the children got off. Now we need to add a conjunction into that space there, but we need to decide what conjunction is the right conjunction, okay? Because they don't all fit into a sentence. We can't use every conjunction in a sentence because most of the time it doesn't make sense. You have to find the right one that makes sense in the sentence, okay? So our options are and, but, or, so, or because. Now, you might find that more than one fits into the sentence. So that's the easiest way to find out which one is correct is to say the sentence with each of those conjunctions in to see which one sounds right. Okay, so we'll do it together. So the bus stopped and the children got off. The bus stopped, but the children got off. The bus stopped or the children got off. The bus stopped so the children got off. The bus stopped because the children got off. Now have a little think. Read those again. Which one do you think fits into the sentence best? I'm going to give you a few seconds to decide which conjunction you think fits. Okay, so hopefully you would have realised that maybe more than one fitted into that sentence. Okay, so the bus stopped and the children got off. Now that sentence makes sense, doesn't it? So we could use the conjunction and. The bus stopped but the children got off. That sentence doesn't make sense, so it can't be but. The bus stopped or the children got off. That doesn't make sense either, so it can't be or. The bus stopped so the children got off. Now that does make sense in the sentence. The bus stopped because the children got off. Now, it does fit well into that sentence, but do you think the children would have got off the bus before it stopped? I don't think so. So we're not going to use because. So the answer could have been and or so, not or. And so. Okay? So let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, so we stayed at home, space, watched a film. Okay, so let's try those conjunctions in and see which one makes sense in the sentence. We stayed at home and watched a film. We stayed at home but watched a film. We stayed at home or watched a film. We stayed at home so watched a film. We stayed at home because watched a film. Now I'm going to give you a few seconds there to maybe read the sentences again with the conjunctions and decide which one you think makes sense in the sentence. Okay, so hopefully you would have decided that and is the correct answer here. Okay, so we stayed at home and watched a film. Now, really, that's the only one that makes sense in that sentence. Okay, so let's have another go at another one. I wanted to buy a newspaper, space, didn't have enough money. Now, you might even already have an idea about what conjunction could go in there. Okay, so let's try each of them and see which one makes sense. I wanted to buy a newspaper and didn't have enough money. I wanted to buy a newspaper but didn't have enough money. I wanted to buy a newspaper or didn't have enough money. I wanted to buy a newspaper so didn't have enough money. I wanted to buy a newspaper because didn't have enough money. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few seconds again. Now, at any point, if you need longer, just pause the video, okay? And then try and answer the question, okay? I am giving you a bit of time, but you might need a little bit more, so just press pause if you need to, okay? So I'm going to give you a few seconds now to decide which conjunction makes the most sense in that sentence. Okay, so hopefully you would have chosen but. Okay, I think that conjunction makes the most sense in the sentence. Let's try it. I wanted to buy a newspaper but didn't have enough money. Now, some of you might have decided that and might have gone into that sentence as well. So I wanted to buy a newspaper and didn't have enough money. Okay, so and could work as well. But I feel but is probably the best conjunction there. Okay, so we're going to do another one. Hopefully you're doing really well in getting these. Okay, so let's read the next question. I have a lot of homework to do now, blank. I can't go to the cinema with you. Okay, so let's try them in the sentences. I have a lot of homework to do now, and I can't go to the cinema with you. I have a lot of homework to do now, but I can't go to the cinema with you. I have a lot of homework to do now, or I can't go to the cinema with you. I have a lot of homework to do now, so I can't go to the cinema with you. I have a lot of homework to do now because I can't go to the cinema with you. Okay? Now, there might be some in there that might trick you into thinking that they're correct. Okay, so I want you to read the sentence again and add in those conjunctions and decide which one you think makes the most sense, that fits the correct one. Okay? Good boy. Shh. He wants to go out. So we'll go for a little outing soon. Okay, so let's see. What conjunction fits best into that sentence? I think the answer is so. So let's try that sentence with that conjunction in. I have a lot of homework to do now, so I can't go to the cinema with you. Now, I have a feeling that maybe some of you might have chosen because. Now, if the sentence had started with, I can't go to the cinema with you because I have a lot of homework to do, then because would have been the right one. But the sentence doesn't start with, I can't go to the cinema. I have a lot of homework to do now because I can't go to the cinema with you. That doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, right. So let's move on now. I think we've done enough conjunction work. I think we'll move on to the writing task. So hopefully this has helped remind you about conjunctions and you did really well in those activities. So let me just bring up the next PowerPoint. Now this is a new writing unit that we're going to do, okay? Now this is called the magical box, okay? So hopefully you can see that. Just give me a second so I can rearrange everything so it makes it a little bit bigger for you. There we go. Okay, so we are looking at the magical box. Now just give me a second so I can let Ty out because he's being quite naughty right now. Just give me a second. Sorry, he doesn't want to go out. He just wants to go out on a lead. Okay, so, sorry. Let's start the magical box. Okay, so to start with, we've got a little story to read, okay? So let's have a look. Okay, the myth of Pandora's box. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, are you nosy? Do you like secrets? Have you ever done something that you've been warned not to do just to find out a secret? Now, I've definitely done things that I have been told not to do, not to find out a secret, but definitely I've been told not to do them and I've done them before. How many of you have done that? If we're being truthful. Okay, so all through time there have been stories about people being told not to open doors, cupboards, gates, and all sorts of other things. And in many of the stories, the people just didn't listen. One person who did not listen is Pandora. Her story is from ancient Greece, where her nosiness changed the world forever. Now, not hundreds, but thousands of years ago in ancient Greece, there lived two brothers called Epimetheus and Prometheus. Although they lived in a world where the gods were in charge, so in ancient Greece, people believed there were lots of different gods, okay? So although they lived in a world where the gods were in charge, they liked nothing more than to annoy the gods. One day Zeus, a particularly powerful god, decided to teach them a lesson. Zeus ordered the gods to create a beautiful woman. Her name was Pandora, and she was to marry Epimetheus. As a wedding present, Zeus gave Pandora a beautiful box, but there was one special condition. She could never, ever, ever open the box. She was told not to. All day, Pandora's husband, Epimetheus, was out working. All day, all she could think about was what was in that box. Pandora could not understand why Zeus would give her the box that she could not open. It made no sense to her. Pandora was bored and lonely, and her curiosity became unbearable. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so from that part of the story, I would like to know what you think about the story so far. Now, ancient Greece is many, many thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago. Okay, and people believed in lots of different gods. So there was Zeus, there was Aphrodite, there was, I'm trying to think of gods off the spot now. There was lots of gods, and they all had different powers, and they could all do different things. Okay, and then there was humans that obeyed the gods. But obviously there were two individuals that were being naughty, so the gods tried to teach them a lesson. So Epimetheus has been given a beautiful wife, and she's got a box that she was told never, ever, 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 ever to open. How many of you would open that box? If I'm being honest, I would open the box. Okay, so I would like to know your thoughts so far on that story, okay? If you need to, you can go back and read it, or you can ask an adult to help you read it. So, okay, so I'd like you to try and answer that in a full sentence. So, not just a one-worded answer, okay? That happens quite a lot when we've been in school. When you've been asked to say what you liked, you just say Pandora's box. Okay, I want you to give me a full sentence. So I like the part where Zeus gave Pandora a special box that she was not allowed to open. Okay, I want to know. What would you like to know? Will she open the box? What's in the box? What mischief did Epimetheus and Prometheus get up to that made Zeus want to teach them a lesson? Okay, remember a full sentence with capital letters and full stops. Okay, and the last one is, I was surprised by. What were you surprised by? Okay. And then I would like you to do a prediction. Now, a prediction is where we have a guess to what is going to happen in the next part of the story. So, what do you predict will happen? So I'd like you to write down your prediction using a sentence, a full sentence, and I would like you to try and use a conjunction to explain why you think that, okay? When we write sentences, it's really nice sometimes to explain why, and it really makes our work more interesting, okay? So I predict that Pandora will never open the box because she respects Zeus and Zeus told her not to. And she does what she's told. Okay, that was a full sentence. I used because, the conjunction, to explain why I think that. Okay, now when you're writing your predictions, remember you need a capital letter at the start of your sentence and you need a full stop at the end of your sentence. Where else might you need capital letters? Can anyone remember? It's not just at the start of the sentence, it's for names of people or places. Okay? Now, you can pause the video here and you can write your sentences about what you liked, what you would want to know, what you were surprised by. Okay? And then I would like you to write your prediction sentence as well. Okay? Okay, so we're going to move on to task 1. And then this is all we are going to do for today. Okay, so task 1. I would like you to draw what you think the box looks like. Now, this is a box that has been given as a gift. Okay? And not just from anyone, but from a god. So, what do you think that box would look like? Do you think it would be a cardboard box? Do you think it could be a gold box with lots of jewels around the outside? Could it be a tree box? It could be like a tree trunk that opens. The possibilities are endless, so I'd like you to really use your imagination to draw what you think the box would look like. And once you are done, can you share your ideas on Teams so I could see what you think the box looks like? And I might even draw what I think the box looks like and post it on Teams as well. So that's going to be the end of the English lesson today. Okay, so tomorrow you can carry on with this magic box PowerPoint. It's in the file section. Okay, and carry on doing the activities from there. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the video. And maybe next time it might be slightly different. Okay? So, bye for now. And please share your ideas on Teams, and hopefully this wasn't too silly. Bye.